What's up guys, so in this video you'll learn 5 actionable ways to build high quality backlinks to your website. They're actually going to increase your website's rankings and get you more traffic from Google. And if you don't already know, link building is one of the most important ranking factors when it comes to SEO. In fact, you know, when Ahrefs did a study of this, they found that 90% of websites on the internet do not rank, and the number one reason was because of backlinks. So this can be the biggest difference between ranking and not ranking on Google. So with that, let's jump into 5 ways to build backlinks to your site. So let's start with one of the easiest ways to get backlinks to your website in 2021, and that is with testimonial link building. So if you have any services that you're a massive fan of and that you use a lot for your business, then you can actually approach these websites with a testimonial or a case study and ask for a backlink to your site. I actually worked with Lemlist recently because I do a lot of outreach with their software for my link building agency, and you know, when I reached out to them, I created a case study, and then they posted that case study to their website, adding a backlink to my site in return. So this is a really easy way to get backlinks, and the great thing is a lot of these services you use usually have very high authority websites. You know, they're very high DR websites. So if you get a link from them, then that's a massive win for your site. And also, it's good PR too. If they publish your name and your brand on their website promoting you, then it's kind of like advertising. It's like free advertising for your site. So how can you get started with this? Well, simply create a list of all the services and products that you use for your business that you'd be happy to create a testimonial for. And then once you've done that, reach out to each of these services. You could do that via cold email or the live chat function on the website, or even the contact us form, and then just explain the situation. You know, kind of similar to the screenshot you can see right now. And if you do that, I can almost guarantee that some of these websites will publish your testimonials or at least a case study from your site. The other thing that I wouldn't recommend with this strategy is to make sure that you're only providing testimonials for services you actually use. Okay, so don't go out there and try and get loads of testimonials from different websites that you don't even use simply to get a backlink, because that's not going to benefit you and it's kind of unethical as well. So only focus on the services you actually use. Next up, and one of my favorite link building strategies recently, is to do video link building. So how does this work? Well, essentially you create videos and you post them on YouTube. And you know, for example, with my link building business, I post link building videos all the time. And what you can do is promote these videos to other websites in your industry, saying, hey, you know, I've created this video, maybe you want to embed it on your website. And if you do, I'll be happy to share your site on social media or via my email list. And when you do this, you're going to see that a lot of websites will be happy to embed a video. In fact, they'll probably be more open to that than adding a link to your site. So how do you get a backlink from this? Well, what I usually do is a month later or 2 months later, I reach back out to the website and I say, hey, thanks very much for embedding my video. Would you mind if you added a credit to my site as well? So just a link under Julian Goldie onto the video. And when you do this, you're going to see that a lot of websites actually link back to you. So with video link building, it's a very easy strategy to get backlinks to your site. And it's kind of a way of getting your foot in the door with the video originally. And then a month later, you ask them for the backlink credit later. Not only that, but if you're getting all your videos embedded across the web on different blogs, then not only are you getting backlinks from this, but also you're getting more views on your videos. So it's kind of like a win-win for you in terms of PR and also in terms of link building. And it's a very easy strategy to do. Link building strategy number 3, and this is a really easy one in 2021, is to just build links with HARO. HARO is also known as helperreporter.com, and this is a way of getting free publicity to your site, but also building links along the way. So it's a very powerful link builder strategy that's going to benefit your website and your brand in the long run. So how does it work? Well, simply sign up via helperreporter.com. And after you've signed up, you'll receive email updates from journalists every single day. And basically, these email updates will break down all the PR opportunities in your industry from other journalists looking for opinions from websites like yours. So for example, a journalist might post on HARO, hey, I'm looking for someone to supply opinions on the best productivity tool. And then if you provide an opinion and answer the journalist within the required deadline, then you could potentially get a link. And this is a link building strategy I've replicated dozens of times. It's very powerful, and one of the great things about this is that you will find exclusive link building opportunities with HARO that you simply won't find anywhere else. In fact, recently I got a DR90 backlink from cloudway.com, and this was just so damn easy to get. All I had to do was write a 2-minute opinion on what the journalist wanted. Now, when you're replying to HARO responses, This is basically a pitch. So you're trying to persuade the journalist that your pitch is the best out of everyone's, because the better your pitch is, the more likely the journalist is to feature your pitch or your article on their website. So how do you optimize the process to make sure that you land as many HARO pitches as possible? Well, first of all, keep your responses very short, keep them concise, and keep them straight to the point. And then in your actual email, make sure you explain who you are and why you're responding to this HARO query. Next up, include links to your social media platforms and also a headshot too. When you do this, it basically makes it easier for the journalist to feature you because they've got all the links that they can include in the article. Now, also, and this is quite obvious, but you should try to make your pitch as unique as possible. If you think about it, if dozens of websites are applying to HARO and they're trying to get their link featured, then most of them are going to be Googling the answer and trying to find the easiest way to answer these HARO queries at scale. Whereas if you come up with a completely unique pitch and you find a totally different angle that no one else is looking from, then you're going to be more likely to be featured in terms of your HARO response. And the more unique your pitch is, generally, the more successful you'll be in the long run. Now, the fourth link building strategy that I'm going to recommend has been around for years. It's a classic, but that doesn't mean it's any less effective in 2021. And that is the Skyscraper Technique, okay? The Skyscraper Technique is so powerful because it's tried, tested, and proven to work. And even in 2021, I've been using this technique for years, it's still working right now. So what do you do? Well, essentially, there's 4 stages to this. So number 1, you're going to look at your competitors and see how they're getting backlinks already. And then you're going to create a list of all the articles that are attracting the most links for your competitors. You can do that easily with a tool like Ahrefs, and you simply type in your keywords in the Content Explorer and then look for which articles are attracting the most links in your industry. Once you've done that, you're going to prospect all the websites that have linked to your competitor and basically create like a prospect list of potential websites you could contact in the future for a backlink. Step number 3 is to create a similar piece of content to your competitors that you've looked at in stage 1, but to make sure that your article is more comprehensive, up to date, and that it's just a better overall article. And there's many ways to do this. So for example, you could write more content, you can include more statistics, you can include more infographics and videos, but basically you want to create an overall much better piece of content. And then the final stage of the Skyscraper Technique is to reach out to everyone who linked to your competitors and say, hey, I noticed you linked to this competitor, maybe you want to link to us too because we've created something similar. Here's the reasons why you should link to us. And if you do that, you're going to attract many links to your site. Now, the one thing I will say about this is that you have to scale it up. If you just send 10 or 20 emails with the Skyscraper Technique, it's not going to work. But if you start sending literally hundreds, then you will see a lot of backlinks come in. And it's a very scalable strategy that will land you backlinks for years to come. And the final link building strategy that I'd still recommend today is guest blogging. This is such an easy strategy to do because you're writing a piece of content and then other websites are going to publish it. So how does it work? Well, essentially you want to make a list of all the websites you'd potentially like to get a backlink from in your industry. Then you're going to come up with a pitch that you could write to them in terms of the topics, in terms of why they should link to you, and why they should publish your content. And if you want an example of a guest blogging pitch, then check out the one on screen that's worked for me dozens of times. After that, you're going to reach out to the websites via cold email and send them your pitch. And what I would recommend here as well is send in at least 2 follow-ups. Okay, so send your original guest blogging pitch, then send another email after 7 days if they don't reply, and then another email after that 7 days later again. Because if you do that, you'll see that most people don't reply to your first guest blogging pitch, but they will reply to your follow-ups. So it's really important to be persistent here, and if you keep chasing webmasters, eventually they're going to respond to your guest blogging pitch and you'll land a lot more backlinks to your website. And then finally, you need to create the content, okay? And when it comes to guest blogging, you're going to find that most websites have quite a detailed, lengthy set of guest blogging guidelines. So make sure when you're writing the content, you stick to the guidelines, that you write the content exactly how they'd like it to be. And if you do that, you'll see a lot of links coming in. Now, guest blogging is a tried, tested, and proven way to get backlinks to your site. And the great thing is, well, from guest blogs, you can actually link to your money pages. So that's why I recommend it, and it still works in 2021. So thanks for watching, guys. That's my 5 link building strategies proven to work in 2021. Now, by the way, if you do want to land more backlinks to your site, I do run a link building agency via juliangoldie.com. I'll leave the link in the description below. And if you want to get more backlinks, feel free to book in a call or get in touch, and I'll be happy to talk to you about how to land more backlinks to your website. All right, thanks for watching.